Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 5 of this show match series, and this is going to be the purple Protoss HuK spawning at the top right hand corner of Kulos Ravine. I have not seen a game on this map in a while, and even worse, I have not casted a game on this map in a long time. HuK says, why the F am I purple? I don't know, purple's probably my favorite color to be when I'm Terran or Protoss, but curse you, HuK, for hating on purple. Anyways, he's spawning against Mouse MorroW, part of Mouse Sports, and HuK, a part of Millennium Gaming as well. And anyways, MorroW going to be spawning as the red Terran in the bottom left-hand corner, so cross positions here on Kulos Ravine. And once again, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen games 1 through 4, go back and watch them because I'm about to spoil them. So the series is tied 2-2. HuK did manage to take game 4. Excuse me. Game 4 away from MorroW here on Scrap Station. Well, they're on Scrap Station. With some very good play as well. Pretty much just both players were playing passive. MorroW didn't do enough of his harassment with his drop medevacs and his drops, as well as he did in games 2 and 3. I think that probably cost him the game. He really needed to abuse the immobility of the Protoss force once again, hit on multiple fronts, do hit and runs, and just be as annoying as possible. And MorroW building his barracks off in the corner, so not walling in and not just putting his barracks near his command center. So, not really sure how I feel about that. I guess maybe it'll trick HuK. Maybe if he won't scout the corner, maybe he'll think it's a proxy and think, oh no, I need to get a zealot out as fast as possible, or a stalker out as fast as possible. And it looks like HuK isn't going to see this, so wow, it worked. So great job here by MorroW. And if he would have seen that SCV where it came from, he may have noticed that it came from the corner. But Tech Lab is coming down. Are we going to see a Reaper, or are we going to see a Marauder? I'm not going to bet on Reaper, just for the fact that with this cross position, that is such a far distance. I mean, I can't even middle mouse button scroll over there without, like, running my hand across my mouse pad like 10 times. It's a far distance on this map. If it was, in fact, this close position here, of course, Reapers would have been very effective. They can get to the base so quick just by jumping up the cliffs, back down the cliff, and into the base. But needless to say, it is a Marauder, so I guess I can get off that topic. The first one's out, second one's on the way, second barracks as well. We've seen a similar opening to this before. We may see MorroW throw down an early command center and throw it up here. He could morph it, or sorry, he could throw the command center down, load it up with 5 SCVs, move it, and then morph it. And this SCV is just getting a little bit of scouting information. He is going to see 2 gate from HuK. He does not see a robotics facility this time. That is kind of HuK's opener in the past few games, where he'll go pylon gate gas, and then cyber, and then obviously right into the robotics facility. But he's going to stick with warp gate tech this time, and he's going to be getting his second gas fairly early. Actually, no, that's not early. That's late. Early is when you go pylon gate gas, pylon cyber gas. That's early. But this was warp gate tech is halfway finished before he even starts getting that gas saturated. So that's not early at all. Anyways, MorroW here just holding position with the Zelnug Watchtower with a couple Marauders. And it looks like he's going to be sending out some Marauders just around. Ooh, very nice patrol pattern, or rally points I should say, just to make sure there's no proxying going on, nothing going on at these destructible rocks, to make sure that HuK isn't pushing through. At the same time though, HuK is destroying the destructible rocks in his base to give him access to his natural expansion up here on the cliff. And with that Zelnug Watchtower, you can really easily fortify this expansion from any type of attack. You can obviously see these destructible rocks to see if they're getting harassed, and it just lets you way easier, gives you an easier time defending than this natural expansion here. So HuK doing his signature pylon near a Zelnug Watchtower, and I've noticed he loves doing this on quite a few maps, or quite a few games I should say, in the past 10 I should say that I've seen of him. He really likes to put down a pylon here and keep that probe there by the Zelnug Watchtower. So he activates it and gets a proxy pylon. He can warp in units down here, or he could warp in units up here, whatever he needs to do. And MorroW getting very ballsy here. HuK is trying to push in, but I don't think HuK's army is going to be enough to deal with this. A little bit of nice attack and move here on the Zealots, but the Zealots are able to rip up a couple of these Marauders, and these force fields are preventing the Marauders from attacking the Stalkers that there were left. But it looks like the army is going to get cleaned up with the concussive shells of the Marauders. The Zealots are going to be virtually useless, and as I was saying, bold move here by MorroW, but he is taking the gold expansion before anything. So he did do the barracks expand, and now he's getting his third up, and now a factory. This factory is likely to lead into a starport, and MorroW is now getting up his second gas here, just so that he can get saturated with gas and get his medevacs out. He, excuse me, absolutely loves medevacs, and I have to admit, I know one player here locally that just abuses the medevac situation as well. He does a very good job of it, but MorroW takes it to the extreme. He is just phenomenal at it. And instantaneously, as soon as that command center finished, he pretty much had 10 SCVs over here mining already from this gold, morphing it into an orbital. I'm not sure how I like that. It is susceptible to a lot of harassment because of these destructible rocks, and the distance from your base to the gold is very far. So I probably maybe would have thought about putting that into a planetary fortress, but he has gone with the orbital, so that is going to bolster his economy a lot more. And it looks like MorroW is just really feeling uneasy and uncomfortable. He is just searching the map everywhere for proxies. He doesn't want to miss a proxy Stargate. He doesn't want to miss any proxy pylons that could leave him vulnerable to harassment. And he is now going to come take out these destructible rocks. He doesn't know about this expansion that is probably going to come up fairly soon. I don't know any other reason why you'd want to destroy these rocks if you're not going to expand. And it's very, very unlikely that HuK's going to play a one-base play against MorroW, as he knows MorroW loves to early expand. And that barracks expand has been one of his favorite openings in the past few matches here in the show match. But it looks like HuK's going to push out. He does know about these destructible rocks that are almost dead. That is going to leave these Marauders a clear run straight into the mineral line and leave HuK's income very susceptible to some harassment. One Marine here is going to get killed pretty quickly. The thermal lance of the Colossi just obliterates it and cuts it in half. I like how it cuts them in half and sets them on fire. It's pretty neat. So this little attack force of MorroW is going to get destroyed. It did finish off. No, it didn't finish off the destructible rocks, so that's too bad. But they are low enough that pretty much 2 Marauders can come in and spend a couple seconds and kill that off. But MorroW does have his medevacs out on the field now, so Stim is finished, concussive shells is finished, Marine shields are not, but that is not going to matter as this Colossi is not even engaging these Marines right now. And the Marauders here were doing a very nice job stimming and going to take out that Colossi as fast as possible. Another Colossi coming in on the field, but once again stimming up, and he's going to take that out. These Zealots are forced to come back and prevent the units from killing off that Colossi. But MorroW doing a very nice job with his dropship, absolutely abusing those medevacs and taking out that Colossi. I mean, I know I've touched base on it like 10 times now, but if you haven't seen the way MorroW does it, he really utilizes that strategy where he doesn't just move to his position and then unload all his units. He's unloading on the move, and it makes his medevacs even that much more effective. And using a factory here to scout, that factory has so much HP. It's a pretty good scout, but a barracks is pretty much a better decision, although he is using all of his barracks for production, so not using his factory, you may as well use it for scouting. And he's going to check the gold. He knows nothing's up, and HuK is still working off one base. And as far as MorroW's concerned, he is probably in heaven. A 2-basing Terran, especially with the gold. Obviously, MorroW tends to lean towards a barracks play, more of a barracks play. So he's going to use a lot more minerals than gas, although he is fully saturated on gas at both places. The extra income that he's going to have, wow, he's at 2,000, over 2,000 minerals a second. Oh, I keep saying a second. Per minute off just 2 bases because of that gold. That's going to allow him to produce so many Marauders, and 53 Harvesters to 28. HuK is pretty much out of this game. I don't know what he can do right now. He may be able to push in, but these Vikings are going to take out those Colossi. There's not enough Stalkers to deal with these Vikings, and the infantry is just going to clean up these Zealots and the Stalkers. The Colossi are going down. There's nothing he can do. HuK is pretty much, he might as well, oh, I was going to say he might as well GG, but he does, so, wow. So MorroW is up 3-2 now, and we are going on to Game 6, and it is going to be on Blistering Sands. So the whole map that they had talked about in, I think, the third game, where there's whole imbalance, yada, 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 it is going to be the destination of Game 6, and I will bring in that to you right away. Once again, big shout out to LZ Gamer, In Control, Kauai Rice. Kauai Rice is Canadian. Yay, Kauai Rice. Or no, I'm thinking Kiwi Kaki. My bad. I always get those two mixed up. But anyways, and once again, shout out to GoSuGuide.com. Check them out for bringing you this show match. And Game 6 coming up.